Hi everybody, welcome to today's video. So really quick, I need to let you know that I actually just spent 2 hours creating this look today. And as soon as I ended the clip to start editing it, it just completely disappeared. So the actual tutorial is just gone, and I am so furious right now at iMovie. It's been acting up for the past couple weeks, and I don't even know what to say. So unfortunately, this tutorial is no longer here. However, I figured the best thing I could do, since the makeup is still on my face, is at least show you and explain to you what I did, so that way at least it's something. So I really apologize that this is not a tutorial, and I really don't understand what is wrong with iMovie and why it's not been acting right. And I'm just really mad and really upset. So without further ado, let's get into explaining what I did for this makeup.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake. Cause I don't fucking care at all. Alright,
So I'm going to try to explain this in the order that I went in. So for the glam side of my face, today I used the Makeup Forever HD. I also used the Nude Rose Gold BH Cosmetics for the contour. I used the Yes Please palette by ColourPop. I used the Rose Champagne blush by Wet n Wild. I actually really like this blush. And I used the Becca Cosmetics highlighter in Champagne Pop. So I started off doing my face with the glam side. I more or less just did my eyeshadows first. More or less did it exactly how I would do my makeup to begin with. So I started with this color right here as the crease color, as you can see. The crease and transition color, and then I went in with Butter Cake right here. I also had a falsie in, but it was not staying. So if you would rather put a falsie, that's completely fine. I just couldn't get mine to stay on today for some reason. But I also took a little bit of this Butter Cake right underneath, just a little bit. You can't even hardly see it now because I covered it up with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Nicole Guerrero collab with the shade Forever Lit right here. That's just the inner corner highlights. And then I also took this dark shade right here. This is in the shade French Kiss. I just smoked the bottom of my eye out. As far as mascara and lashes, I used the L'Oreal Voluminous Base right here for my lashes, only on the glam side. And I used the Voluminous Lash Paradise for the mascara itself. Honestly, any mascara will do. To be completely honest, I don't really get the rave in this mascara. To me, it clumps a lot. It's like a really wet formula. I don't really care for the mascara at all. If you have a primer, that's fine, or you can just use falsies. Ardell has really cheap, affordable falsies, which is actually the ones that I were wearing. I actually tried to put on my Pure Cosmetics. They wouldn't go on, and then I tried my Ardell, and they wouldn't go on. So apparently today is just not my day when it comes to makeup. As far as this side, that was it. The only thing I did was put the blush. I contoured all of my head up here, and then I also contoured down here just a little bit. I did not contour my jaw or anything. You can if you feel like it. However you would normally do your face, just do it just like that. Now for the gory side, I started off with the Juvia's Place eyeliner, the gel eyeliner, same one that I used in my last tutorial. And as you can see, I just more or less started this line right here and just kind of went all the way down my face. And I just stopped it right here on my jaw, just kind of down far enough to where you can tell, or you can't tell that it's like ended. So after that, I started on the mouth here, so I more or less took the same eyeliner, and I started out with the outline and just filled it in later. So I started right here on my mouth, and I just kind of started with this line shape. So I took an angled brush, and more or less how I did this was I just kind of started with a line, so I went this way, and then I met that same line that I made and went this way. So to kind of make that kind of creepy like line, like point, and I just did that all the way through. So when I got to this part right here, all I more or less did was take the same angled brush, and I just took it and I more or less just made a giant like smiley face type shape. And then I brought this down to do the same here. And then I started kind of the same, like, same lines down here, same size and everything. However, when I went down here, there was one of them I messed up, and I had to go a little bit longer. I think it was this one right here, and I had to go a little bit longer to kind of fix it, and I actually really liked how that looked, so I ended up just doing that for all the bottom ones, is just making them super long. For these right here, and then going up, since it was starting to go back, I just kind of wanted to like sweep them back a little bit to make it look like it's going with the smile. So you don't have to do that. You can go straight down if you want to. I just personally like the kind of sweep back effect a little more. So for the eyes, or for the eye, all I did was the same Juvia's Place. I just made a giant circle around my eye, and I painted it all in black. Personally, I think this would be a lot better with face paint, but I don't own face paint. And I also think that it would be really cool to show you guys that you can do it without having to buy a bunch of stuff. So you can do this with eyeliner. You can do it with black shadow if you wanted to. You can really do it with anything. After I got the circle made and colored in, I kind of left it. These lines were not here yet. So I just kind of left it there. And I went back into the ColourPop Cosmetics Yes Please palette in that same orange shade right here. And I more or less took that shade and colored everything on this side. It took me a little bit to get that color all the way on, so be aware that unless you have like face paint or something, this is going to take you a minute. I took the eyeliner again, and after I painted it all orange, I went ahead and started making these lines that match the mouth all the way around. So you can see even up here, I have a little bit peeking through to show that it's just more or less like this all the way around. So you can do that first if you want, but I personally wanted to do it after I put the orange down so I wouldn't have to, I wouldn't have to work it into so many lines. After I painted that, I did add the ColourPop black liner and tight line to my eye. After that, I went back into the ColourPop and I took this brown shade. So you can see the brown shade is under all of the shadowed areas of the mouth. I have it a little bit on top, but not very much, considering I wanted to kind of pop that a little more. So after I shaded everything in, where you see all the yellow kind of gold on my face, I took some ColourPop Cosmetics concealer, and I just kind of made lines where it seemed like there might be some light that would like kind of shine in on there. So like you can see like kind of on my cheeks, or anything that would just kind of like make the look pop. So you can see this random like kind of shape right here to kind of make that mouth pop a little more. I got this shade right here, or shape right here, this one here. I have a little bit right here. I also got a little bit here and a little bit up there. So anything that would just kind of make the look pop or make the mouth or anything just kind of like stand out a little more, I added the concealer there. So after that, I took this shade right here called Butter Cakes. Same one that's on my lid on this side. And I just kind of filled in the concealer. Before I did that though, I did make sure to blend the concealer with my brush, so that way it was a little more seamless. So after I did that, I also did my nose. Actually, I think the nose was first before anything, but more or less, as you can see, I just kind of followed the line, and I just went kind of straight down and just kind of like cut out the nose as it would be on a pumpkin. Now, as far as these little like staples here, I took the same ColourPop concealer. I just kind of grabbed a liner brush like this right here, and more or less all I did was just take it and just kind of make a line. That's literally all I did. So I just picked two spots that were kind of rounded, so this part right here and this part right here. If you wanted, I almost did. I thought about putting two right here, but I kind of think that the two is enough. I think it looks really good like that, and it's not overdoing it. I went into my Buxom palette right here. This is one of the customizable shades that you can make yourself, and I went into this silver shade right here. And when I did the concealer over the liner, it kind of gave it a gray tint anyway, but adding that just kind of made it shine a little bit and look a little more gray, so it looks a little more like staple. However, before I did this step, I did do the contouring that you can see right here to kind of make it look like it's being pulled back. I more or less went back into the Nude Rose palette, and that same shade that I contoured with, which is this one right here, I just more or less made kind of a line here, and then another one a little bit smaller on the outside. I use this brush right here for it, so it just kind of places it nicely and just kind of drew those two lines, and then afterwards I blended them out. I took the same liner brush after that, and then I took the same ColourPop concealer, and I more or less drew a line in between to kind of get that highlighted effect to where it looks like the skin is being pulled back. So after that, I did take a fluffy brush like this one. I think this is the one I used, and I just kind of blended that concealer out like that. So it gives it a little highlighty effect, but it doesn't look so harsh that it looks almost like fake, but I mean, it is fake, but still. I did the same thing up here. I actually struggled a lot more with this one. I had to add the concealer quite a few times, and as you can see, it's still kind of hidden, so luckily my hairline is there, so I could easily just cover this up with my hair if I was actually going somewhere with this look. So if that's the case, you don't really have to worry about it being perfect up there. That was pretty much how I did my whole face, except to be honest, it took 2 hours. So tutorial on telling you how to do this is, I know it's not really adequate and it's not really fair. And I'm really, really upset that iMovie just deleted my video like that. And honestly, it's been acting up for the last couple weeks now, so I don't really understand what's wrong with it. And I really do apologize that I can't do better, because I really had this recorded for 2 hours, and as soon as I imported it, it just disappeared. So I really apologize. I hope that this is better than nothing, and I hope that the next tutorial I do doesn't do this, because I really did like the tutorial today, and I was really excited about editing it and sharing it for you guys. So I'm really bummed. I really am. But so with that being said, I really hope that you enjoyed what I could give you. I won't blame you if you're not, because I'm not happy with this video at all, to be completely honest. Please stay tuned, because I do have another tutorial already up, and I do plan to do more. I'm just really bummed that this one came out the way it did. And yeah, with that being said, as always, I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.